channel and I hope you're well. If you saw my last short, you'd have seen I promised you a new video. This is the video. This video this week is all about when me and my husband went on a ghost tour and bat walk. So my camera's doing something really weird and I don't know why it's doing that. Never mind. Yeah, and it was really good and we really enjoyed it. So yeah, I thought I'd do a video on it, and all the photographs I took on the video, the ones I've took. So I hope you enjoy it and you learn something new. But yeah, if you haven't been before to Knebworth House and you live anywhere near Hertfordshire, I do recommend that you go, because it is very interesting and it's really a good, it's really good, and they, they really look after you as well. And that sounds stupid, but they do. They really look after you there. They tell you all the different details and all the historic things. I love history and things like that. I don't love history. I do love history, I suppose. I didn't like history at school. I wasn't that sort of a geek, but I like history in the sense of I like learning things about historic buildings and and how people lived back in the day and all of that sort of stuff. I like that sort of thing because I find it interesting. So this for me was a no-brainer, really. It's totally my cup of tea. It's totally something that I was really looking forward to doing, and I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. So without further ado of me giving it all that, let's just get on with the video, and I'll see you again in a minute on the other side. So enjoy. Knebworth House. The house itself is an absolutely beautiful sight. The grounds it's kept on are also completely stunning. Knebworth House was once a red brick late Gothic manor house. It was built around a central court as an open square. In 1813 to 1816, the house was reduced to its west wing, which was remodelled by John Biagio Rebecca into a Gothic Tudor style for Mrs. Lytton. Then it was transformed in 1843 to 1845 by Henry Edward Kendall Jr. into the present Tudor Gothic structure that it is today. Now, Knebworth House is reportedly haunted by many spirits. It was home to Sir Lytton. He was a Victorian author. He had an interest in the occult and all things spooky. He was involved with many other people in the occult, and they used to get together and have seances in the house, in the library in fact. He invited a famous medium, Daniel Dunglass, to his home with a few other people so they could have a seance. And that resulted in many strange occurrences and phenomena in the house. The tables are said to have lifted and shook while they were sat at it, and also when they all got up and moved away from it. It's said that Sir Lytton has been felt in the study and the library area of the house very often, although he hasn't actually been clearly seen. Another presence that is said to haunt the house is a yellow boy. He's a spirit that attached himself to the Lytton family, and apparently is a common ghost of the house. The ghost of a boy, it's said to foretell a rise to power, but also a violent death. Lord Castlereagh is said to have been one of the last ones to see him. The boy drew his fingers across his throat in front of him. Then in 1822, Lord Castlereagh committed suicide by cutting his own throat. A famous actress guest was sleeping in Queen Elizabeth's room when she reported being woken by a mystery girl with long blonde hair leaning over her bed. She screamed so loud that another guest next door ran in to see if she was okay. Another unknown female has been sighted in the picture gallery. Lord David Cobbold, a great-great-grandson of Sir Lytton, made the revelation about Knebworth House on a BBC Radio 4 show, Desert Island Discs, which was broadcast on a Sunday. The 73-year-old told how he hears of whispers of his ancestor and other spirits of the estate, which has been a home to the Lytton family since 1490. I hear them and I feel their presence, but my wife, she sees them, he said. I have the feeling that Sir Lytton is still there. Knebworth House today is known mostly for quite different reasons. As of 2021, the residents are Henry Lytton Cobbold and his family. He had a career in the film industry, living for some years in Los Angeles, and so the house and gardens are frequently used for filming. Many Hollywood movies and TV shows were and still are filmed there, including like Batman, as it was Wayne Manor, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, 28 Days Later, The Crown, Midsummer Murders, and many, many more. Walking around the house on an evening is something that you must do if you're nearby. Myself and my husband attended a ghost tour on a bat walk there in May this year, and it was fantastic. We would highly recommend it. The house itself is amazing. It's obviously still a family home, but it's open to the public on certain occasions. As we were walking around, there were a couple of times that I felt a bit strange. Now, not strange as in my normal type of strange, but in one part of the house I felt like I was going to pass out. I was fine, and then we walked into one room and immediately I felt lightheaded and really hot. We were right at the back of the group, so I wasn't squashed in with the people, so it wasn't that. It was just a really odd feeling, like I didn't want to be in there. So I was relieved when we left, and then we went to another room further on. But the strange thing was, as soon as I left that room, I felt alright again. So whatever was in that room made me feel a bit unwell and a bit weird. It was very strange indeed, very strange. So another room that I felt weird in was the Queen's bedroom. And again, I felt it as soon as I entered. And then we were told how the actress was awoken by the spirit, and it was sort of made sense to my feelings, I guess. Now it's somewhere that I want to go and revisit, but not in a group setting, but just, us, so we can just take a look around. Because I know you can pay to visit the house, so it's something that we'll be doing, because it would be better to take more time and get the feel of the place and take it all in without being sort of moved on. Because when you're in that sort of group environment, you kind of get moved along quite quickly, because there's other groups that are walking around doing tours as well. So obviously they're in more of a sort of a rush hurry. So it'd be good to go when you're on your own, because then you can take your time and you can get the feel of the place and everything. And maybe, even see something, you don't know, because if there's less people around, you might even see something or hear something. So yeah, definitely a place that we're going to go back to. I mean, we did go on the bat walk as well, and the bat walk we went on was really good too. There was a specialist woman there who runs a bat charity rescue centre, and she told us things about bats that we never knew, like all bats have different frequencies, and when they call you can tell what frequencies they're using. It's because they gave out these bat boxes which were like static radio type things, and as we wandered around the grounds, the boxes would go off for different frequencies for the bats calling, and then you knew they were nearby, and they'd be flying over your head within seconds of the sounds. It was really good, and the house at night also, all lit up, is literally a sight to see. It is absolutely fantastic. So if you get the chance, get yourself to Knebworth House for a visit, because you will not regret it. And who knows, you might even see Sir Lytton or feel his presence, or you might see the yellow boy, or the girl who hovers over the bed. I mean, there is other things as well, probably that you presences you'd feel, or it could be anything. You might be like me, you might feel sort of suddenly really unwell. I was so hot, and I felt really sort of like, I can't even explain it. I just didn't feel well. I had a really massive headache, and I just thought I was going to pass out. And previously to walking in that room, I was absolutely fine. And then upon walking out of that room, I was absolutely fine. So there was something in that room that affected me in some way or another. But I mean, like I've told you before, my family is in my family. My great aunt, she was medium, a really famous medium. So if you don't know about that, then there is a video on that somewhere in my YouTube, so go and have a look. But yeah, so I do recommend it. I highly recommend it. Ghost tour, walking around, learning the history, and just seeing how everything was. And I love things like that. I absolutely love it. So for me, it was like a win-win situation. You couldn't go wrong. So yeah, if you're down there, or if you're nearby, get yourself down there, have a little look, go in, and have a wander around and see if you can experience anything like I did. If you're brave enough. Do you think you're brave enough? Go on, get in there. It's really good. So highly recommend it. Knebworth House. So there you go. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new, and I also hope that it encouraged you maybe to want to go and visit Knebworth House, or if that's too far away, then like somewhere close by where you live, because they do them all over in these different big posh houses, and I find that they're really fascinating, they're really good fun, and I recommend it. It's something I totally recommend you try. So yeah. And oh yeah, and I'm not wearing my Batman t-shirt because of the bats part of what I was talking about, but it fits, doesn't it? It fits in quite well. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you, like I say, you learned something new. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and because I'm waffling, I'll be honest, right? I have tried to do this video 3 times now. Now I've tried to do it 3 times because the first time the quality of it was shocking. The second time, I don't know why, but it went okay, and I was talking, and then all of a sudden it went in slow-mo, and I was literally going like talking like, and it was, and I don't know why it had done that, because I hadn't set it to do that, so I don't know what it happened and why it did that, and so this is a 3rd time lucky, I'm hoping. So yeah, fingers crossed. Hope you have a nice weekend planned. My weekend is quite good, this one, because oh bugger. Okay, I don't know if that buggered up my screen or what, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I've got a good weekend planned because it's my wedding anniversary on Sunday, and my poor husband has been stuck with me for 23 years this weekend. Bless his cotton socks. Yeah, so yeah, we got a quite a nice weekend, I think, planned. So yeah, looking forward to it. Anyway, have yourself a great weekend. Have a good Friday. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I will see you again next week. Hopefully next week I will be back with true crime, another true crime. Anyway, see you later. Have yourself a good weekend. Ta-ra. Bye bye.